If you are someone who watches my videos on a regular basis, I know for a fact that you have goals in your life. And the thing is, in order for you to achieve your goals, you need to make progress on those goals on a daily basis. But that is the tricky part. Why? Because how do you make progress on the days where you don't feel like your best? On the days where you feel like you don't even have the motivation to get out of bed? The productivity system that I'm going to be teaching you in this video is going to exactly solve that problem. Because it literally gamifies productivity and it's going to show you how you can enjoy doing the hard things. Step 1. Sit down for 5 minutes every single day and create yourself a timetable for the next day. And when I say a timetable, I don't mean a 20-item to-do list where you write down everything you want to do. What I literally mean is literally a timetable where you go, for example, 6 a.m. wake up, 6:30 reading, 7 a.m. exercising, 10 a.m. Whatever that is, whatever your schedule looks like. And the step number 2 is going to be you sit down and, for example, rate yourself out of 10. Exactly how the soccer players essentially rate themselves out of 10 after every single game. They don't rate themselves, the other reporters rate them. I mean, you got the point. You rate yourself out of 10 and you give yourself an honest objective point. Maybe that day was a 7 out of 10, but when you are rating yourself, please be objective. Think, for example, if I was with you that day, what would I rate you in that day? Were you a 6 out of 10? Were you a 5 out of 10?
0.
And step 3 is going to be every single Sunday, sit down for 30 minutes, have a nice cup of coffee, or if you don't drink coffee, maybe a tea, and sit down and calculate your average for that week.
0.
Think about the flaws you had, think about the slip-ups you had, and you can essentially manage and see how you can get better the next week. But one very important point we need to discuss here is you shouldn't be judging yourself by every single day. You should be judging yourself by every single week. For example, let's say you're on average a 5.6 out of 10 and one day you had like 2. You don't have to judge yourself specifically for that day, but know for a fact that for the next couple of days you have to be so much better because you are going to essentially make up for that day. And if you can improve on a weekly basis, that's just going to be a really good compound interest. So why does this system work so well? Instead of, for example, waiting months or maybe even years in your life to see results, you rate yourself that day, which means you are going to be much more accountable to the goals you have. So it provides you with instant accountability. The system itself is good. However, you can get this to a great level, and you do that through adding the option of essentially a little bit of a competition. If you have someone in your life on a similar level when it comes to productivity, when it comes to having big goals in life, you can compete with them and see who is better, for example, on a 2-week or a 4-week race. I did this 1 month with my friend, and it was like the best month I had when it comes to my productivity, and I was really putting in the work, and I really enjoyed doing the hard things, which is a big part of self-improvement. As I say all the time, competition brings the best out of you, because competing, especially if your opponent is at a similar level like you, is gonna get you outside of your comfort zone, is gonna push you to becoming a better person. I really hope that this video is not gonna be one of those videos where you watch and go on to another one and watch again and then another one, because I really want you to take action out of this one. For example, if you don't have a friend in your life that you can compete with when it comes to this challenge, you can find someone in the comment section as well. I promise you, if you use this productivity system in your life and compete with someone, especially like your 4-week, for example, marathon is going to be so enjoyable. In my life, for example, last summer, I did that with my accountability partner, and I won, and it was like one of the best months when it comes to my productivity, and I still remember that day. I would wake up like really excited to do things, and I was like I was getting so much shit done, man, by then. I really do think that this is one of the systems you can utilize that's gonna just skyrocket your productivity, especially with the competing essentially aspect to it. Huge thanks to my friends at Dokio for sponsoring this video. Dokio is an intelligent tool that gives you a unified view across all the places where you storage and receive files like Google Drive, Dropbox, and your desktop files, web pages, and more. Just connect your content and it lets you search for the right file across all your storage sources. Dokio even automatically organizes them. It makes searching, sharing, and collaborating much easier. To be honest, since I started outsourcing my video editing to my incredibly professional, my amazing friend, my perfect video editor, Halil, say hi. It's been actually really hard for us to find some of the files that we had old back then. These are some B-rolls, these are some old Propose files, these are old some like voice recordings as well. So using Dokyo and filing all those things and organizing all my files has been actually really a big help. With Dokyo, you save time, reduce frustration, and share content more easily, all to produce a better final result and let you work much more efficiently. You can sign up to Dokyo for a free account from this link, or you can directly reach out to them at support@dokyo.com and get a free demo call to see how Dokyo works for you. Tell them that I sent you. Give it a shot today for free. I love you, I support you, keep crushing it, and give me a fist bump and watch this video next if you want to see one of the day in the lives that I had on this channel. Really see how I manage my time and build my productivity on a daily basis.